Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ij'alni waziran min ahli. Haruna akhi ushdud bihi azri wa shukru fi amri. كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome, dear friends. Inshallah, we will continue with our discussion about the Miraj, the Ascension, human ascension, as well as taking example from the prophetic ascension, his Miraj. And we are now at the third principle, basically. So we looked at the second principle, which was more in terms of understanding how the ascension actually took place. And there was this concept of time that we kind of touched upon, which is something man-made, but the moments of existence, of change that we witness. So the changes which we kind of label them as happening in time for our daily language and to work around that. But it's the ascension happens in an instant, just like the speed of sound, there's the speed of the spirit, of imagination. So now the author is bringing to the attention what the wisdom and purpose, was the ascension necessary in a way? What's the wisdom behind it? Why have it happen? Why, for a human being, what does it mean as well? Like, what's the wisdom in our human ascension too? So let's look at the answer. The wisdom of the ascension is so exalted that human thought cannot comprehend it. It is so profound that human thought cannot reach it, and so subtle and fine that the intellect cannot see it by itself. But even if the reality of the instances of wisdom in the ascension cannot be comprehended, their existence may be made known through certain indications. And then the author will give an example of how the indications can indicate that the ascension mirage is necessary, or there's a wisdom and purpose behind it. But any thoughts on why the author says that human thought cannot comprehend it? Because all the questions that the author was having a dialogue exchange with, as he called it, an atheist who denies, hey, how can this be? How can this journey happen in such an instant of a time? How is that possible? And he started making the case by explaining and arguing, yes, if you see different things in the universe, all of them have their own degree of life, all of them have their own, for example, the time here versus the moments of change in the atmosphere are calculated differently. So all those, what we say time is actually moments of change in the universe. So all the qualities are being manifested at that moment that we can witness. So Brother Ali, please go ahead.
Human thought cannot comprehend, human thought cannot reach it, but it says by using the indications, it can reach it. At the end of the paragraph, as you underlined, made known through certain indications. So while using the indications, by using the indications, human thought, human intellect can comprehend it. Alone, without indication, they cannot comprehend. But still, there is another aspect that the text is very importantly emphasizing on one point. What is that? Even if the reality of instances of wisdom in the ascension cannot be comprehended, reality, their existence, now the reality, the essence, the real physical ascension, the essence of physical ascension may not be comprehended, but their existence may be known. The ascension, essence of ascension. Why this word is not here? In the original, it says hakikat. It means the reality. Does it say no? No, the reality? Yes, hakikat. Essence of ascension. In fact, essence of anything ghaib cannot be comprehended. And it is not required of human beings to comprehend it either. So we don't have to comprehend the essence, the real reality of anything related to ghaib. That is very human, and it is normal, it is expected. But we can comprehend and confirm their existence. For example, I cannot comprehend God, but I can, by indication, using the indications, actually the best word for indication is signs, as the Quran uses it, ayat. By using the signs, I can comprehend and confirm their existence. Their existence. Now, although the answer, let me see, hikmet is used here. Yeah, wisdom. Even we can say the wisdom, the essence of wisdom cannot be comprehended, may not be comprehended. It is very human, but reality of wisdom, the reality of ascension can be comprehended by using the signs. That is why Quran's verses are signs. Every creature is a sign. We need it. Otherwise, human intellect alone by itself cannot comprehend it. As the text says, the intellect on the third line, the intellect cannot see it by itself, but comprehend it by itself, understand it by itself. See, I think see is about intellect sees, it means it is an experience. No, it is not an experience. Feriha says, because it is an experience we cannot comprehend. Not because, for example, the existence of angels are not experienced. Existence of God is not experienced. Existence of hereafter is not experienced, but we can see the signs for them. indications for them, and we are expected to confirm, comprehend, and confirm their existence. That God exists, angels exist, the next creation exists by using the signs in the creation and in my human sight as well. That is why we should never argue about the essence of God, essence of which kind of beings which kind of being God is, which kind of beings the angels are. We should never talk and we should never speak about it because it is beyond human capacity. But there must be such beings. There must be such beings. It is that intellect can comprehend it by using the signs of their
You're
existence.
saying it's a logical conclusion in a way.
Yeah, that is why belief in ghaib is logical conclusion. I'm supported by human feelings, but from my side, I see the signs, make sense of it, and my feelings confirm it. Then I can believe in it.
What about what we were talking about yesterday about direct communication with the source of your existence? So eh, things are experiential, where I see the hand of God within the whole phenomenon of the tree and the fruit. And so rather than using my conclusion that, yeah, the tree must be created and the fruit must be created, so now I'm getting the fruit, I'm saying, hey, my creator is speaking to me right now. This is mercy, rather than through the tree, I'm gaining the fruit. But I mean, everything through our experiences, we make logical conclusions, but these logical conclusions they don't have anything to do with me directly communicating with the source of my existence. Or maybe there may be some aspect of it.
Using the yesterday's example, rather than eating grapes, eating mercy. I mean, experientially, I am eating grapes, physical experience. But spiritual experience, I see the indications, signs in the existence of grapes. That is how I am experiencing mercy. But this is just logical conclusion. This beautiful taste and beauty, art in the creation of grapes, the way they are designed, the color, all sort of signs I see in physical being of the grape, let's say a bunch of grape. So in this grape, I see that creatorship, knowledge, wisdom, mercy, orderliness, measure, purposefulness, all these qualities are my conclusions using the signs in the existence of grapes. Ghaib cannot be physically experiential, but spiritually and intellectually and then spiritually understandable, comprehensible, and confirmable. And I have to confirm it, not to reject it.
Isn't the spiritual side still an experience?
Experience, but not physically. How do you say? I'm not experiencing mercy there, but I am understanding that really I am not eating grape, but direct manifestation of mercy that I am experiencing there. But physically, I don't see mercy. I understand you. I'm not saying you are wrong. But we have to make it clear that experience is not physical. That's what I wanted to emphasize.
So the ascension mentioned here, the experience. But how should be physical as well, because how would you have an ascending experience without physicality? So here, what are they saying? The essence, reality of ascension is so the human thought cannot comprehend it, as in I cannot describe it. Maybe, yeah, I cannot define it. I cannot.
For example, can you experience knowledge in the book, meaningful creation in the universe, and mercy in the existence of not physical experience, but spiritual experience? It means you are really convinced about it. Spiritually, you are convinced that merciful act of creation is presenting this grape to me.
Okay, that makes sense. A merciful act. An actor is presenting it. The act is connected to the actor. Okay. Well, can we? Well, I'm rereading the question. Maybe Awesome, you can explain what you got from the answer, the first sentence, and then I can try to see if I understand.
So yeah, what I understood basically, so the experience is with the physical things that we interact with mostly, but then our spirit gets involved with that physical experience and interaction, and then my spirit being my reasoning, my intellect, my feelings, and then all that concludes that okay, I am by this physical experience, I am experiencing mercy in my experience, going through my experience.
And
Yeah.
that's how you speak directly to the source of your existence through the act of mercy.
Now, I am experiencing the taste. That is different. Taste is the physical existence, but it is a sign to the source of existence that clearly indicates matter cannot be the source of existence of taste. Because of this evidence, I am perfectly, fully convinced that there is a ghaib behind this taste to give existence to it, to taste. So this ghaib is giving me the taste that I am enjoying, communicating with me. But physically, my tongue is communicating with the grape, using the grape example. You can apply it to everything.
That makes sense. So pretty much, I get this. So pretty much, I cannot physically experience absolute or ghaib. Like, right? So that's the part we're mentioning, that it's a logical conclusion. The ghaib part of my experiences is the logical conclusion. And
What?
so, huh?
Why is it related to ascension here?
Exactly.
Physical occurrence of ascension is not experiential. In one moment, traveling throughout the universe. What does it mean? So we can understand that not the nature of it, not the essence of it, but by using some of our human qualities like reasoning, like imagination, memories, understanding capacity, intellect, activities of consciousness, awareness. So we understand that they exist. So by using all these qualities, saying that, look, I can travel through the universe with my imagination. I have the quality to do that. but I cannot physically show it. So it doesn't mean that ascension took place as an imagination, but I am saying this is an indication, this is a sign that this kind of time we discussed last week, this kind of time-related events also gaybi matters. Gaybi means not physically describable. Anything which is not physically describable, we cannot comprehend its essence. It is nature. But we can conclude from the way it exists, the universe exists, I exist, we can conclude. So experiencing the taste is not really related to comprehending and confirming the reality of ghaib, anything ghaib. So the essence of ascension, miraj, is ghaib for me. So this aspect of ascension falls into ghaib matters. But can I confirm that such an event can happen? Yes, with evidence, reason.
Because it's a spiritual experience. That's why when we talk about absolute, I mean, it's not palpable. I can only describe the experience, but because it's of a spiritual nature, so yeah, we cannot really describe it.
No, not, I'm saying, sorry,
That's fine.
but my understanding says no. Because, not because ascension is spiritual experience. The nature of ascension is not spiritual experience. Nature of ghaib, let's take it as an example, God. Nature of God is not spiritual existence. Nature of God really exists, but I cannot comprehend its essence. So physical experience of ascension does exist, but the nature of it I cannot comprehend. Ghaibi aspect of ascension. But through science, I am just repeating, through science, I can experience, I can understand and confirm that such an event must exist. Because here on the fourth line, the wisdom, instances of wisdom in the ascension cannot be comprehended. Their existence may be made known through certain indications, certain signs, so that I can comprehend the existence of it. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So in other words, that which I'm made to interact with my experiences here, I cannot comprehend that which I'm made to interact with, or that which I'm made to conclude about. And I mean, I can ascend through this physical universe or taking any experience, but the nature of that experience, which leads me to conclude an absolute source, cannot be comprehended.
Essence,
But I can see signs here pointing to, definitely pointing to the existence of an essence of an absolute. Mary.
the physical occurrence of ascension, we repeated on many occasions that it was realized not but by Muhammad himself, والسلام, by absolute God. That is why the physical physical occurrence of ascension is beyond our comprehension, because it is the act of God, not act of Muhammad. That is why people deny it's some people deny ascension, because they think it is the act of Muhammad and see it in physical terms as impossible. That is, if you see it as the act of Muhammad, you are right. It is impossible. But if the physical side of it is the act, it is the creation of absolute creator. So we understand that existence of ascension can be understood. Not the essence of it, because it is involved in ghaib, action of ghaib, absolute. By the way, just for information, as I am sharing with what I understood, not every ghaib is absolute. Only God as a ghaib is absolute. Angels are not absolute, they are created. Hereafter is not absolute, it is created. And the prophet, being a prophet, is not absolute. It is just, it takes place in the created world. And revelation of the Quran is not absolute. It took at a certain place, in a certain at a certain time, in a certain time, at a certain place, but content of the knowledge that we receive is absolute, is the manifestation of knowledge of absolute God. Now, this is the knowledge of absolute God is absolute. It was absolute knowledge. That is why knowledge of God, knowledge of the Quran, which transfers to us, is not created. It is absolute, because it is just manifestation of absolute knowledge of God. But when I hear the voice, it is created, it is not absolute. It is just physically experiential side of recitation of the Quran. So we say, simply, we say Mus'haf is created, but Quran is not created. But revelation took place in time and space in this world. It is not absolute. These differences are subtle but understandable, inshallah.
Inshallah, thank you. Any other comments or any thoughts?
Yeah, inshallah, definitely. So there are signs here that we can use
Right.
to.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Angels, or in terms of the angels also we cannot comprehend the essence of it as well.
Correct.
Okay, makes sense, inshallah.
Or anything in fact.
But we just name it. These are terms, I would say, like technical terms.
But
okay.
Terms related to existent beings. Not the term, not only concepts. No. For example, when you read the book, you get the knowledge. Is it concept? No, you are learning. You are experiencing it, but you cannot physically experience it. But you are sure that knowledge information is written in the book. That is, I think the case is now clear. Knowledge, the existence of knowledge is actually, let's say this. Let's put this on the fourth line, Asim. The essence, let's put it, essence of ascension cannot be comprehended. The essence of ascension. Yep, there. Yeah, in brackets, so it is not in the text. So that it is our understanding. Yeah, essence of ascension cannot be comprehended. Their existence must be bold. Very important. Essence and existence, the word existence needs to be bold, and then we have to think now. Now, in essence, the word you wrote. Now, I did it on my own text here. So, essence is not expected to be comprehended. Existence, definitely, we can comprehend it through indications and confirm it and believe in it. All the ghaibi methods must go under this principle. Never talk about how ascension took place, how God is, how angels are, how wahi is, revelation is. Never talk about it. But existence of them, their existence should be considered, but under the evidence of signs. Signs are only indications. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense. So the existence of anything points to the existence of the essence of an absolute. Or yeah. Because focusing on existence of anything here. There are signs here pointing to the existence of what we experience. And so this existence points to an existence giver or a one that gives existence, and since that's a logical conclusion, but we cannot get into the realm of the absolute in terms of talking about the essence.
Yeah. In terms of comprehension of it. We can't. And we are not expected to comprehend it anyways.
Yes, that makes sense. Or even like you were giving the example, if when I'm reading a book that's knowledge and when I understand something, like how is the phenomenon happening? I mean, none of my business, but I know that there must be some mediums through which there is some sort of dissemination of knowledge to me. There must be something in existence, and that points to the existence of an absolute. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any other thoughts? Okay, let's continue. So the signs, for example, in order to demonstrate the light of his unity and the manifestation of his oneness in these levels of multiplicity, the creator of the universe chose an eminent individual to represent all creatures and took him by means of an ascension there was like a link from the furthest levels of multiplicity to the source of unity. I didn't really understand the furthest levels of multiplicity part. So I guess all the
I understand. The furthest levels of multiplicity is a mysterious language, but in its original language, because of the terms that we are familiar with, it makes sense. But here it doesn't make sense. What does it mean? Furthest levels of multiplicity. Now, it is clear in the original language. The author means this. Now we see, but also, if you don't mind, yeah, can you make it bold? Link. The word link. Sorry, link. Yes, like a link, but link is the important word here. Now, original word is really string, a rope. What this rope is doing here, let's understand this. A beautiful thing to understand and what the Ascension is all about. This rope ties, I am using the word here, but if I speak a lot, please don't mind, because it is difficult for me to explain it briefly. That is my inability, so excuse me. Now, let's see. Universe has been made up infinite number of beings. That is multiplicity. But as a whole, does it show that its source of existence is not of the nature of this universe, but something else? Like looking at the telephone, your cell phone, there are thousands of parts in the telephone, correct? The existence of each part demonstrates that, no, I am made by the one who made the whole telephone, because look, I am perfectly designed to fit the functioning of the iPhone or telephone. And my position also is decided by the owner of the whole telephone, must be because I am put in such a way that only the one who knows the whole plan of the telephone can locate me here. So each part proclaims this. This is called a unity. It means ahadiyya, uniqueness of the creator. In manifesting it is a unique being in each part of the universe, or the engineer of the phone, manifesting its quality of engineering in each part of the, or through each part of the telephone. I think this is understood. Multiplicity, looking at the telephone, and from multiplicity to source of unity, it means in the telephone example, one engineer. In the universe, one source of existence, who is the creator of all things at the same time. Now, ascension is, now you can underline here, an ascension that was like a link from the furthest levels of, it means all parts of the universe to one being, which is the source of existence of the whole universe, each being. Now, this link from all parts of the universe to its source of existence, which is one absolute being. This realization going through the whole parts of the universe and ending up with one absolute creator is Ascension. So the prophet physically experienced it through the power of God. We are expected to experience it through our spiritual journey. But spiritual journey must experience some parts of multiplicity. It means looking at the things in the universe. Oh, they are perfectly adjusted. My typical example, look at a bird. How is it located with in connection with the gravity of the world and direction that it has in its body, communicates with the earth and climate relationship and his body structure needs warm or cold weather, accordingly adjusting it itself. All these things is taking place within at least the connection of the solar system, because the seasons are the result of the solar system. It means solar system is created in such a way that the seasons are created and other creatures are connecting or relating their existence accordingly. So we understand that all these examples shows that the source of existence of the universe must be an absolute being. What I did now, I did my intellectual ascension from multiplicity to unity, the source of unity. It means one being, absolute being. That is what I have to learn from Ascension. I'm not going to go by the power of God and expect that God, please take me a journey which will take place according to the conditions of physical world in one moment, and make me travel throughout the universe. For absolute is possible, and that is the necessity of being an absolute being. So for me, I don't expect this exceptional creation. I don't deserve it. I am not ready to really digest it. So he will say at the following paragraphs, the one who is ready to digest it, he will take it and let him experience it. That is special to him. But it is important for me that I can do it within my own capacity and make my ascension by looking at, let's say, one grape and see this must be the creation of the one who created the whole universe. What I did, if I really confirm it, yes, ascension is my, that is my ascension.
Thank you. So yeah, the comment from Faria is, so ascension is done intellectually while experiencing the universe. Yes, through my logical conclusions that are coming and understanding.
Now, but logical conclusion in the ascension of the prophet took place, it is physical experience of the universe. Still, there is some cracky matter there. Oh, but special to the prophet, because he can digest it, he is ready to get it. Now, it is given this opportunity by the Creator to experience it, by the Creator, to experience it physically. Of course, while physically is going through, his intellect, his spirit, his feelings are accompanied with him. But as far as I am concerned, is different. As far as Muhammad is concerned, is different. Although we will notice that in this section, the author is not going to say the word Muhammad, but the best one. He will explain it in the following paragraphs.
Thank you. Inshallah, let's continue.
So pretty much it's encouragement for us that it's possible physically to ascend, but then we first must work on our, I mean, obviously everything has to do with reasoning and intellectual thoughts here. But just mentioning about the physical ascension of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is just, I think, just to let the human being know what the human capacity is capable of.
It is capable, yes, we are capable, but we are not really going through the universe. But I can eat a grape, and I can look at the sun. I can see the solar system. That is what I want, as much as I can do. I can see the stars far away. Physically, I can see it. My eyes are seeing it physically. Through going through this physical experience, my intellect, my feelings accompany with me and tell me, what does it mean? Are they the sign of what? Can they do it? Now I can do that. But the ascension is, as it is narrated by Prophet himself, it took place universe-wise. Possible because I am doing it. My ascension is doing it in my own eating the grape and seeing the sun out there physically. So we can understand it's possible. Larger scale, that's it. Larger scale. Can you not study chemistry and go into the molecules? Study physics and go into the atoms? For example, you can physically experience it.
Alhamdulillah. That makes sense. So they're addressing him as representing all conscious beings. So once the Ascension, Miraj links from all parts of the universe to the source of unity, addressing him as representing all conscious beings, he explained to him the divine purposes and made them known through him. So the Prophet's peace and blessing upon him, his ascension became the means for me to understand divine purpose and to make my own individual ascension, for example, by eating the grapes.
So you use the, instead of pronouns, use the word here. He explained to him the divine purpose.
Right, so God explained to him, basically, his owner, Lord,
God explained to whom?
to Prophet Muhammad.
Then continue the divine.
The divine purposes
Yeah,
and made the divine purposes known through him, through the prophet. Peace and
yeah,
blessing.
by me, so that he will convey his experience to me.
Right.
Now, read it without pronouns. All the sentences, it makes sense.
Okay, yeah. So God explained to the prophet the divine purposes and made the divine purposes known through the prophet to everyone else, and observed through the prophet's gaze the beauty of God's art and perfection of God's dominicality in the mirrors of God's creatures, and caused the prophet to observe them.
Them, what is them?
Oh yeah, to the beauty of his art, perfections,
Yeah,
all the qualities in creation,
physically observe them.
the art, yes.
Yeah, to observe the arts and perfections of his dominicality. Reading like this helps a lot without pronouns. To me, for me, it helps me, makes it clear. Now there is the message.
Maria, you want to go ahead?
Well, I was thinking about the creator of the universe speaking to the human being directly. I think that's what the human need is as well in terms of, anyhow. So what you were reading right now, God explained to him the divine purposes and made them known through him. That's amazing, right? Because we all are looking for meaning of our existence here. What am I to do here, really, at the end of the day? And so, as it's known, like other prophets, like Prophet Moses received commandments in terms of God speaking directly. And I just have this image of, I guess, movies I've seen. Well, like the whole point here is that God, your creator, can speak to you directly. I don't know, I'm just stuck with, the amazement that the creator of the universe can speak to the human being directly. I think it's just such an amazing notion to fathom. And so with this whole piece of ascension, like, what does it mean to ascend? It's really trying to get a direct communication or be in the presence of the source of your existence in your experiences. And I think that's really the best part of living here. Other than that, what are you communicating with? Just matter itself? Or I mean, even with people, in terms of this is all we should be talking about, in terms of helping each other be in the right communication, be in the right conversations, really anything that pertains to communicating with the source of my existence. I'll leave it to here now, but yeah.
Now, for example, we say sometimes, which is called inspirations. Something comes to our mind. It is an act. It is a real existence. An idea came to my mind. Who is actor or creating this, which describe an idea came to my mind? Of course, this is inspiration. This is the act of creation. So this is a sign that God is speaking through creating the things, speaking to me through creating the things, referring the messages to me through the existence of the things and enabling me to comprehend it. All these actions are created by God, and we are experiencing it. But the same God is speaking to a person in order to convey it to others. But it is not that I am asked, I gave you this speech so that you have to convey it to others. It is not my duty. I take it for myself, personal. That we call it, the scholars made it the distinction between revelation and inspiration. Inspiration happens to everyone. Revelation happens to prophets. That is the definition of it. Practically, if inspiration happens, is created, revelation should be created as well. Because I need the message which explains clearly everything, whereas my inspiration goes through the filter of my comprehension. So according to my capacity of my mirror, I receive it. But for the prophets, not according to their capacity, according to the mirror of their capacity. Remember yesterday's discussion in our English discussion here. We said the prophets are transparent. It means they are not like mirrors, we said. I'm sure you remember it. So what are they? Directly transferring them to me. They are transferring what they receive, the prophets receive to human beings, not like mirrors, like transparent particles. They don't show themselves there. Whereas in my inspiration that I receive, created by God, go through my mirror according to the capacity of my mirror. But it's a sign that the one who creates inspiration must create revelation as well. Why not? Same nature, but one of them is personal, the other one is universal.
Alhamdulillah, thank you.
So one question I had, so this Miraj and Ascension for the divine purposes, that's an additional means or avenue for me to go to understand divine purpose besides revelation, the universe, the prophetic message, and this is one more way about going through the whole Miraj ascension process. Right.
In the following paragraph, the author will say, in order to convey it to other human beings. So, for example, my inspiration is not in order to convey it to other beings. That is unique to me, and it goes through my filter. So my mirror is dirty. I cannot really make sure what was revealed to me in my mirror because it is so filthy. But the prophets, there is no mirror. Direct transfer. God told me this, that's it. This is for everyone. In order to be able to do this function, the person must be ready to receive this message and without dirtying and distorting it, conveying the message to others. Whereas when I receive my inspiration that, it came to my mind this is my understanding when I speak like this. or it means I am limiting it with my capacity. The Prophet's capacity must be the highest. It will be explained in the following paragraph, one of the following paragraphs. His capacity must be ready to receive it fully and transfer it to a human being without being dirtied, limited, and distorted. That is Miraj, represented in the example of Miraj, Ascension.
Inshallah. So this gives me more of a human, practical way of doing my individual miraj by cleaning my mirror and seeing the inspirations clearly. Inshallah. Okay, so we can stop here for now. I know for you were asking about the question that was more going towards the mirage or ascension being another avenue or way of realizing divine purposes, basically. And then we'll continue, inshallah, with this discussion in the following paragraphs. Any final thoughts by anyone? All right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka anta al-alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bi hurmati suratul Fatiha.